Hi, Carl.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So today we're hosting a little talk with Carl, the co-founder of Restart Financial, a mobile banking application. My name is Paulina. I'm the community manager at Restart, and Carl is the co-founder and marketing chief of marketing operations. So, Carl, would you please introduce yourself better, probably, and in more
Sure,
detail?
sure. I'd love to talk about how the American story is a beautiful story, but it's not always that easy for new to country people, whether you're an immigrant or you're a refugee. Apart from the English language, the ability to understand and integrate fully into the financial system takes a little bit of effort. So, together with my other co-founders, Dennis and Alexi, we felt that there was an opportunity to serve, and that's how we got started. Um, I still frequent the United States, but now my family's based out of Singapore, so I live in Singapore. But a big part of my heart is still in America.
Great. Thank you. So what you are saying is that your main motivation or mission behind the creation of the company was to help those who are trying to adjust to the new life, to life in the new country, like immigrants, refugees, and other people who feel who might find themselves underserved in the new conditions. Is that right?
So, Paulina, absolutely. Maybe I can help clarify the two layers. Maybe I can just
Yeah.
talk. The first layer is actually the obvious one. As a new to country immigrant or refugee, or a person who wants to move to the United States and is legally able to enter the country, there is a certain kind of lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of awareness to get assimilated into the US financial system. Um,
Mm-hmm.
People in the US still use checks. In many countries, they don't use checks, for example.
That's
The
true.
importance of credit scores, up with the rest of the world, but in the United States, really, that's a very important part of being financially integrated. So that's the reason why the company's name is called Restart. Restart your
Mm-hmm.
life actually in a beautiful new country. So that's one layer. But there's another layer, which is in the United States itself, there is a big segment of our population that are still what I call having challenges being financially included into the banking financial services system. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
if you Google right now, the latest numbers is, and this is pre-COVID, so it's interesting to see what are the latest numbers, but pre-COVID numbers, about 50, 55 million Americans are either unbanked or underbanked. So restarting your life in the United States for Americans is also restart your financial life in America for Americans is also an important part of our mission statement. And what that really means is basically what financial inclusion means, as defined by our founders. The three co-founders is number one, you must have access to an account. That's easy
Mm-hmm.
access. You don't need to drive. That's where digital banking comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to save. Number three, you need to be able to get credit of some sort. And number four, you're able to establish some kind of credit score. Um, this
Mm-hmm.
is the general process that we like to ensure what we call financial population who are not being well served. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some great financial service companies, great banks in the US that does an amazing job. But the typical brick and mortar bank, where they have bank branches everywhere, it's assuming that people have the ability to get their transportation there, have the ability to access, have the ability to engage in a onboarding process that is designed for everybody else. But if you look at the numbers are surprising. They're still a big part of the U.S. population that are financially excluded. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to serve those communities.
Okay, so we are trying to focus, right? Restart Financial is trying to focus on those locals. We can call them locals to the
Yep.
United States, but who might be might not have the right list of documents, so
Oh,
they might not fit the regular onboarding process, right? Or it's hard to get to the bank or find the bank with
exactly.
no fees, right? Because for some people, even a small monthly fee makes a big difference.
That's
And
correct.
also there are those newcomers, right? New people to the country who also won't have all those, all the range of facilities that people like the average American has, right? The access to transportation and
Yeah,
all the documents, SSN, and all the
absolutely.
requirements. Okay, and in what way is Restart different from other banks? In what way does it help include those categories of people and provide services specifically designed for them?
Uh, Look, most banks, I would say, offer similar stuff to what we do. But what we're trying to do is first is we're going to try to narrow and try to target our addressable market and be very value specific to that. So first, like for example, for new to country, for the foreigners who's coming in and they're able to get legal status in the United States, whether refugee or immigrants, um, language. Language is a big part of
Mm-hmm.
the assimilation, and I'm very privileged to be able to speak English fluently, but many people come to the United States, and they will learn English eventually. But to get started, it would be a travesty for them to be able to learn English after a couple of years before they open a bank account, right? We want them to get started right away. So language is very important. Restart when we kick off our um, uh, digital bank. We have 8 languages, including Ukrainian and Farsi for the Afghan refugees. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to serve them that way. Number two, we want to make sure that there's no fees, right? Um, it is important to demonstrate that there is an ability to engage in the financial systems and not have to pay, right? Our money through transactions, right? Whatever you charge with your debit card, we'll make a little bit. The third thing is actually we try to offer a debit card, even in my watch here. Let me just, yeah, right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's Restart. Um, these days you can even leave your wallet at home, but don't leave your phone, right? So with Apple Pay or Google, Google Pay, or I think Android Pay, there's the digital wallets are an important part of that convenience. And finally, certain things, such as direct deposit of your salaries, um, are what we already have. Now, we're doing product development. We're trying to understand the needs of our community that we're serving. And some of the things that we're going to be rolling out in the future, in the near future, I hope, is something such as a credit score builder, where
Mm-hmm.
we provide some financial tools there for people to start building their credit, by building the credit score, by having access to some credit and to get started. Eventually, we want to kind of journey with our customers in our customer journey to ensure that we are basically the primary bank for them. All right. And that could even mean, in the future, providing credit cards, maybe auto loans, hopefully mortgages, insurance, and perhaps even a student loan. So those are the things that we're kind of looking at to make sure that the journey is actually um, in sync with the seasons in their lives. And so we want to, at some point, become a full services financial institution, but we want to be mindful that we want to roll out the products based on the needs and the value that we can create for our community.
Thank you. Yeah, what I would like to add maybe to those range of services is that working with Ukrainian refugees right now, I'm personally Ukrainian too, and I'm managing mostly Ukrainian community right now, Ukrainians who came to the US fleeing from the war. So for them, a big advantage of our service is having the chance to just upload all the documents and apply for the bank account from home, just using the phone, because transportation is a major issue for them. People come to the United States not expecting that public transportation is not that accessible everywhere here. And they do not have financial ability to buy the car right away, right? Or their sponsors or friends do not have a chance to drive them all around looking for a bank that could approve them with their list of documents. So from the feedback that we get, people really appreciate having a chance to just do it all online, to get approved online, because they're used to their major banks in Ukraine. One of them is Monobank that provides similar service, so just people can do everything just by using the phone. So that's a big thank you from them for that.
Well, Paulina, on that note, a couple of weeks ago, I had the privilege of speaking to a Ukrainian refugee who opened a bank account with us. And that refugee said the first time it took him 3 trips to open a bank account with a traditional. He didn't have. They went back. Then the second time he needed to go there with the documents, he took an Uber, and it cost him like $35 to open a bank account. And when he opened a bank account, he found out there was like $12 a month charge. And then so he started to get that done. And then when he actually went back, there's another $35, that's like $70. And he needed to go back again to sign some final documents to get certain facilities activated. So he said, it cost me 3 trips over a week or two and around $100+ just to get a bank account open, plus the fact that, he's getting charged. And so it's not an issue, but it's not the most convenient. And that what we call customer experience is very dramatically different from, where these refugees, these immigrants come from, right? So it's very fascinating. And so what you just said is really a big value add. Open a bank account, take a photo of yourself, take a photo of the documents that's required. And Restart is very proud to say we're one of the very few banks, few financial service institutions that has a dedicated and streamlined process for refugees to open accounts. So we're very excited about that. We're on track to onboard about 100 refugees in the past couple of weeks. So, and we hope that trend will continue.
That's right. Yeah, we're working very, very attentive and in close connection to those first customers, trying to get their feedback and trying to walk them literally by the hand through this onboarding process. This onboarding was created specifically for them, for Ukrainian refugees and for their package of documents that they have, because not all traditional banks were ready to deal with that, with people not having proof of address or still waiting for their social security number. So we have the very personalized approach here, and people are really grateful for that. Yeah, I've had also a lot of feedback from them.
Yeah, Paulina, just a quick statement. I think most banks would love to serve. The only problem, the only challenge is not whether they want to, is they don't have the process and the know on how to serve. And because we're in a very unique space, formulated very unique processes to ensure that happens. So thank you. And thank you for being a part of the team for making that happen.
Thank you. Yeah, like from all Ukrainians, I really appreciate all the efforts that the company is making to serve Ukrainian people right now at this hard time. And especially that new feature that we're launching, the Swipe and Give campaign for the Ukrainian relief effort. So it's gonna start in the next week or so. And so all the customers, not only Ukrainians, but all Restart customers will be able to be given automatically to the Ukrainian fund through donor advised fund of Restart, but it doesn't cost the customers anything, right? So we're doing this, the bank that Restart is doing this on behalf of the customers.
And that's a very important point, Paulina. I think it's very important for us to serve. And when we use the word serve, we're not just saying customer service, but truly serve that community should be engaging risk, specifically refugees that's coming into the country, and even frontliners. We like to call ourselves a social impact digital bank, and what we try to do is demonstrate that by saying we will participate in the giving, and it's not going to cost anybody anything extra. You know, your coffee at Starbucks will still cost exactly the same, but we will take a portion of our earnings to donate. We believe in what we call a redemptive approach to how we conduct business. So we're very excited about the ability to do that, and we're excited to get our customer base and future customers to engage in that giving, that heart of generosity and the heart of serving.
Thank you. Thank you for adding to that. Would you talk a little more about the next audience, the next community that we would love to start serving right now, and what is the direction of Restart?
Look, there are a lot of people in need in North America, and we're trying to identify the sweet spot there. But there are some realities we're dealing with, and those realities are some urgencies, right? And unfortunately, there's two communities that are really needing a lot of attention right now just because of the geopolitical event that's happened in the last 12 months. And I stated specifically, in the last 6 months, we know of the Russian-Ukraine conflict and the Ukrainian refugees that's coming to the United States as well as around the world. But we're able to serve those who are coming to the US. Those are an immediate focus. Just as important, we're now starting to go into the Afghan refugee situation. 12 months ago, exactly August last year, we all understand what has happened in that country and the exit of the U.S. Presence there, and that has also created an exodus of almost similar amount of refugees going around the world. But of course, in the North American market, we're able to kind of try to focus on them. So we'll be gearing up to serve these two communities with a sense of urgency. Because that's just right here, right now. We want to look at refugees, immigrants at a broader scale, but right now, being a startup, being very focused, we're kind of getting our systems in place to at least address these two. And hopefully those systems will allow us to expand our services to the broader community.
Yeah, and I would like to add that we learned so much from those people who we're communicating with in our bank community of our followers and customers, and it's really a big privilege and honor to be trying to lead those people by the hand through all the stages of their adjustment in the United States and financial adjustment. Because if we manage to really develop the product at the speed that people are requiring, it will really help them. Because right now, Ukrainians, for example, they've been waiting for their work authorization and TPS, so all those documents, very important documents, for over 6 months. But now we see that something has shifted, and they're getting all those cards, and they're actively looking for employment. They're looking to start using their accounts and banking system more actively. Some people are looking for business accounts, not only personal, because they're ready right now. They feel more confident to start maybe and launch a business here in the United States, at least for the period that they are here. Or maybe many people will probably stay. We don't know yet. Some people are looking for options to get car loans or business loans. So we're trying to identify their needs and trying to adjust and see what we can offer as a financial service.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I want to just kind of remind our community, financial literacy is on the top of our mind. What does it mean to be financially included? Part of what you're doing, Paulina, with some of your classes, your language classes includes, and your community blogs includes financial literacy, at least from the financial literacy in the concept of the United States market, because it's different for different countries, right? And then from there, I think that's what you pointed out, is we're in a very unique situation because we're a startup and we're close to the customers. We want to take feedback and we want to craft, almost co-create this bank services to serve the most urgent needs right now. So yes, I think that spirit of collaboration with the community we're serving is something that we want to keep very close to our hearts, and is our posture to serve. it allows us to kind of have the right posture to serve. So thank you for that reminder.
Thank you, Carl. Do you have anything to add maybe on the direction of the development of the company or something else to maybe some message to those people who we're serving?
So, I mean, we want to demonstrate the word in itself is supposed to mean something, and it's supposed to mean hope. It's supposed to mean have faith, and it's supposed to mean that we love you. So hope, faith, love are three important parts of what we're trying to demonstrate in how we engage our community. We're a startup. We will need to, by definition, pivot here and there, but our mission is very clear. We're here to serve those who have had difficulties being included in the US financial system, and we want them to have the opportunity to restart their life, whether it's in a new country or in a new financial season in their life. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you for